tama po dito si Senator Pia And with all due respect kay Senator Risa Ontiveros, mabuti nga naman po at hindi ito agad pinalusot. Nagkadebate sila muna kasi nga daw po sinarhan na yung period of interpellation and debate and yung period of amendments. Kaya doon nagkaparinigan pa eh. Salamat Majority Leader ha. You're welcome. Hello, hindi ikaw pinasasalamatan ko dito, no, si Mig Subiri, no? May mga ganun pa pong diskusyon.
Meron ganung meron ganung hataw itong si Senator Pia Cayetano di ba? Masyado naman ho kasi talagang halata na minamadali ng mga senador ng Malacanang yung bill na yan para ibida nitong si Marcos Jr. sa papalapit niyang SONA. Sang-ayon ho itong si Manong Ted Filon dun sa ginawang pagtatanong nitong si Senator Pia Cayetano dito kay Risa Ontiveros kaugnay doon sa minamadali nilang bill dyan sa Senado ng mga senador ng Malacanang. Pero bago yan, isang like at isang subscribe. Masaya na ho tayo dyan at sa mga gusto sumali sa ating community, yung join button nandyan lang ho sa baba. Ayun na nga dito sa video na to bago ho tayo magtungo dito kay Manong Ted Filon at dito sa interview nitong si Baculaw kaninang umaga. Isang like at isang subscribe okay na ho tayo dyan sa mga gusto sumali sa ating community. Yung join button nandyan lang ho sa baba. At dito rin ho sa video na to, syempre sisegue ho tayo dito kay dito kay Marcos Jr. Classic ho ito, classic. Panibagong classic ho ito, yung galamano, yung nabubulol-bulol siya. Ito, matindi ho ito mga kababayan. Siguro napanood ng mga kasama natin dito sa PH Update. Yung kanyang video na kung saan yung caregiver, nagurgur, nabuhay, tumulong, nagurgur, nabuhay. Napanood nyo na yun. Ito ho, panibagong classic ni Marcos Jr. Panibagong meme ni Marcos Jr. sa mundo ng social media. Game!
Good morning. Andito tayo sa isang section ng Metro Cebu Expressway na nasira 2 years ago, noong 2024. At
Pambihira talaga Hindi ko ba malaman bakit pa siya inahayaang magsalita? Parang dyan na sa Vince Dizon. Diba? Tango-tango ka na lang kung di mo kaya magsalita. Nakatawa ka.
Landslide dito, nasira yung daan.
Nasira yung daan.
At yung empleyado, nung planta dito.
Ang gulo mo, Brad. Uwian na. Ayoko na. Pambihira. Kaya ayokong... Di ba? Sabi ko naman ho sa inyo mga kababayan, panibagong classic na naman ho nito ni Marcos Jr. Meron kayo naiintindihan doon sa sinabi niya. Paano? Yung utak niya nagkakarambol-rambol yung sinasabi niya. Akala niya na-execute niya yung mga salita sa bibig niya. Nasa utak mo pa lang yung Brad, di mo pa nasabi. Kalmahan mo lang. Pambira ka, daing mo pa yung may depresya sa utak. Tignan mo tong DTI secretary mo, napapaganyan na Diba? Ulitin ko para nga kwentos klaros tayo dito sa PH Update. Ulitin ko, game.
At landslide dito, nasira yung daan. At yung empleyado...
empleyado naman ngayon. Nag-landslide, nasira ang daan, tapos ngayon empleyado na naman ang binibida niya. Ano ba talaga? Marcos Jr.
Nung planta dito...
Planta dito. Saan ba talaga planta? Pambihira. Planta doon. Ewan ko ba? Planta doon.
Planta dito. Kailangan maglakad kahit na umuulan, kahit na ganito mainit, hindi magamit yung daan. So finally, pinangako natin na matatapos ito by June. Ito na ngayon tayo para tignan at inspeksyonin. It is almost finished. We have about 30%. 30+%.
Actually, madadaanan na po today.
Pwede na magamit ito.
After mo pong
sige.
After nyo nagbangag-bangagan dito sa interview nyo na to, sabi ni Vince Dizon, pwede na hundaanan yan.
It looks like it's usable. Pero
in fairness quadruple time si Vince Dizon sa kakagawa ng mga infrastruktura na kung saan mabibida ni Marcos Jr. sa susunod niya SONA. Palakpakan natin to si Vince. Diba? Pero higa nga. Hindi na para sa iyo, hindi na para kay Marcos Jr. ibida yung mga ganyang klaseng accomplishment ng pamahalaan. Pero wala namang problema Pero yung kapirasong daan nabuksan, magpupunta ka diyan para mag-inauguration o ano man. 'Di ba? Ang baduy, Brad, ang baduy. Masarap inaanunsyo sa bayan ng Pilipino, merong panibagong 1 milyong trabaho. 'Di ba? Gumaganda ang ating ekonomiya. Nadakit na ang mastermind sa mga maanumalyang flood control project. Yung mga ganong klaseng accomplishment. Pero yung kapirasong daan, nag-landslide, pabrika dito, pabrika doon, anak ng tokwa.
Pero hindi pa tapos, ang gagawin pa, ilalagyan ng slope protection ito para hindi naguguhulit. At yan
Ang gala ay sabi sa pa ganyan. Ay, slope protection. Ang galing na presidente. Palakpakan na. Slope protection. Slope protection!
ang naging problema. Yun, wala na, nabutas na, tanggal na, nawala yung daan. Kaya linipat yung kalsada, palapit, palayo doon sa bangin. At yung bangin, linalagyan ngayon ng slope protection para hindi na maulit yung pagbuho. But
Sinong kontraktor? Biskaya?
malaking bagay ito because napakasama nung daan noon na yung ginagawa ng kanilang
Wala. Sablay talaga tong si Bangag. Kung ano-ano na naman na natitripan niya. Kung ano-ano na naman lumalabas sa bunganga nitong bata na to. Lagay na kita dito sa tabi. Papabalagbag ko na dito kay Manong Ted Pailo nitong si Risa Hontiveros. Game.
Kapatid. Gusto ko lang tunghayan ito, girl.
Girl.
Ito nga pong
Girl.
aking binabanggit kanina na kahapon, ang kainaman po dito po sa pangyayari na merong minority ngayon na perhaps dahil din po sa naging mga enkwentro ho nila ng mga kapwa senador ay magiging mas mabusisi sa mga ipinapanukala ng bawat isa.
Yeah.
Yan din pong kagandahan. Doon sa kanila mismo, meron na po silang kumbaga check and balance, no?
Yan, totoong check and
Sila
balance.
mismo magbabantayan. Hindi ho naman sa para maging ikangay obstructionist, kung hindi, para po masiguro lamang na ang lahat ng ipinapanukala ayos. Hindi dahil sa magkakaibigan, dahil sa kumare, o dahil sa nahatiran po ng mahablangka, o chicharon, o anuman, okay lang kung
Ito naman kasi si Rito Lapid. Padalan mo ka rin kasi ito si Manong Ted. Ang bira to si Rito Lapid.
okay doon sa mga ipinapanukala.
Yeah.
Maganda ho at babalikan ko nga itong ipinupunto kahapon ni Senator Pia.
Yan.
And ako, I totally agree mga kapatid, ha? I totally agree doon sa kanyang argumento dito po sa panukalang ito. At kahapon kasi dalawa ang kanilang pinagdidebatihan eh. Yung isang panukalang batas na tungkol doon sa mga may hinihingi po ng mga requirements sa mga anyway.
Yung para ma-detain yung isang pasyente sa ospital.
Hindi, yung isang dalawa kasi itong panukala. Ang tutunghayan ko ngayon dito, ito pong kanilang anti-hospital detention law.
Ayun,
Alright?
yan nga.
Ito ang gusto kong tunghayan dito. Tama po dito si Senator Pia eh. And with all due respect kay Senator Risa Ontiveros, mabuti nga naman po at hindi ito agad pinalusot. Nagkadebate sila muna kasi nga daw po sinarhan na yung period of interpellation and debate and yung period of amendments. Kaya doon nagkaparinigan pa eh. Salamat Majority Leader ha. You're welcome. Hello, hindi ikaw pinasasalamatan ko dito, no, si Mig Subiri, no? May mga ganun pa pong diskusyon.
Meron ganung meron ganung hataw itong si Senator Pia Cayetano di ba? Masyado kasing bida-bida, kinlosing na nga yung period of interpolation. Tapos magpapasalamat ka, di ba?
Yun eh. Pero tama dito si Ma'am Pia eh.
Oh.
Kasi po mga kapatid, ang
Tama.
tinutukoy niya rito dahil sa nagpasa po, kumbaga, ng isang panukala na hindi klaro. Kung
Klaro.
sakasakali po, no, na nag-promissory note nga yung pong pasyente. Kasi nga po, ang sinasabi, tanggalin na daw po yung promissory note requirement. Na sinasabi po ni Ma'am Risa Ontiveros doon sa kanyang panukalang batas. Tanggalin na po yung promissory note requirement. Kasi nga po may mga ospital na hindi po pinapayagan na makalabas yung pasyente o makuha yung bangkay nung namatay ng pasyente kapag hindi ka muna nagbabayad. So nangyayari po usually dyan ay either humingi ka ng guarantee letter sa politiko o government office or mag-promissory note ka. Ang sinasabi po ni Ma'am Pia Cayetano, sandali lang, kung yung ospital ay papayag na makalabas ang pasyente nang hindi nagbabayad sa kanyang remaining bill, ito po hindi sa pagkampi sa ospital. Ang ganda kasi ng punto niya rito. Sinasabi niya, sino magbabayad? Yun ang wala sa batas, ika niya. Tama naman po dito si Ma'am Pia. Tama siya kasi dapat mo rin maunawaan na yung ospital umaasa rin naman sa kanila pong kinikita, sa kanila pong mga bills ng kanilang mga pasyente. May PhilHealth, mayroong health insurance. Uulitin ko, hindi po sa pro-hospital ka dito. Ang binabanggit lang po dito ni Ma'am Pia, ilagay natin sa batas.
Yo!
Ilagay sa tamang konteksto.
Hindi.
Tsaka linawin, yun din ang
lang
sinasabi
yun. Ilagay mismo yung provision. Sino magbabayad? Kasi ang hirap po dito yung, sorry po, pasintabi po sa lahat, kay Ma'am Risa, mahirap kasi papogi ka ng papogi sa batas eh. Ang gandang pakinggan, ang sarap pakinggan, anti-hospital detention law, naipasa namin. Nung naipasa na, ang problema, paano yung implementasyon?
Iyo!
So
Ako, dami hong ganyang batas, di ba? Pagdating sa implementation, doon ho sila sumasablay, di ba? Kaya ano yan kailangan talaga linawin kung sino magbabayad, di ba? Yung problema ito si Risa Ontiveros, masyado siya nagpapakaaso kay Marcos Jr. para merong mai-report sa SONA, talagang walang humpay ang pagmamadali nila kung ano man yung mantangan niyo pati yung anong alaman niyo, pagpapalit ng mga national. Laki ng dami natin problema, flood control problema natin, babagyo na naman. Waling-waling. Anong toko?
paasa mo na naman doon sa IRR. So yung IRR mismo, usually kine-question din yan kapag yung IRR mismo ang naging kumbaga main law. Implementing rules lang eh. So ang request po naman dito ni Ma'am Pia, kanya, pwede ba natin klaruhin lang yan?
Yung inaasa doon sa implementing rules and regulation. Doon na lang sila paano yun? Paano yung implementong rules and regulation? Magbibigay ng ganito si congressman, si mayor, ganon. Diba? Yung promissory note, di na naman malinaw kung saan manggagaling yung pondo, sino magbabayad. Tama naman si Madam Pia doon, si Senator Pia.
Sino ang magbabayad? Hindi pa pwedeng lumabas yung pasyente nang walang kasiguraduhan, paano naman makukubra kung legal naman ang lahat ang dapat bayaran ng ospital? Mataking nyo yun? Ilulusot nila yung ganong batas nang hindi na pag-iisipan na naman. Bakit? Nagmamadali na naman. Of course, kasama sa accomplishment yan, napasa namin ng gantong batas, etc. Pero sa implementasyon na, may problema. Ilan na pong batas ang ganyan?
Dami niyan.
Naalala nyo, doble plakalo. Ganon at ganon din. Nagmadali sila. Si JV, hindi ko na isa-isahin pa sila. Nagmadali, doble plakalo. Nung implementasyon na, Diyos ko, ang daing sabit. So kinakailangan nilang mag-amyenda sa batas.
Totoo yan, dami sabi niya.
Unang-una, hindi sila nag-testing kung talaga bang visible. Pangalawa, hindi alam sa ilalagay sa harapan ng motorsiklo. Ang daming issue, yung gastos, etc. Pati nga itong Motorcycle Crime Prevention Act Mga kapatid, dito po yung pagpaparehistro ang naging issue dito, yung multa. Ito po, nagising sila sa katotohanan na ang laki ng multang kanilang ipinapataw doon po sa mga pagbili mo ng segunda mano na motorsiklo, hindi ba? Bumili ka segunda mano. Tapos dumaan ka pa dito sa mga nagte-trade in, etc. Hindi ka agad na ipalit yung pangalan ng ownership. 20,000 ka agad ang multa. Na wala ka namang intensyon na karnapin o legal lang ang pagbili mo, hindi mo na i-transfer sa pangalan mo, sa kadahilanan po na may problema yung dealer, may problema yung pinanggalingan na may-ari, 20,000 kagad ang multa. Dito ho kami nagtalo din dati nitong si Vigor Mendoza Naalala ho ninyo? So ngayon, babaguhin nila yung batas. Nagmamadali nga kasi, di ba? Minamadali for pogi points.
Yan.
Ang kadalasan. Pag nandidiyan na, ay mali, ulitin natin ang batas na implement na, nagkagulo na. Hindi po ba? Yung pong ating panawagan dito, with all due respects. Kaya kahapon po, sabi ko, nung nag-diskusyon sila, ay mabuti naman. At napag-usapan nyo yan. Otherwise, lumusot yan, kung hindi na ho nakialam ang iba, lulusot, and then third reading, approve na kagad ang batas, press conference, kami ang pogi dito, nung in-implement na, nga. Hindi pa rin may implement kasi may butas sa batas. Think about it.
Serve the people.
Yung think about it, malupit talaga tong si Manong Ted. No? Matindi. O, lipat ho tayo. Dito kay Baculaw, interview niya ho ito sa ANC. Kanyang ika nga giniit na walang nangyaring lamunan. Pambira. Walang nangyaring lamunan, ganon. Ito naman kasi si Jinky Luistro Ba't kasi ayaw? Wala naman problema kung linamon ka ni Attorney Sheila Sison, di ba? O, hindi naman kabawasan sa pagiging abogado mo yun, di ba? Hindi yun kabawasan. Ang problema dito, kahit saan tayo pang-abot, nga, yung mga aligasyon nyo kay VP Sara, walang basihan, gawa-gawa at paninira para lamang hindi siya makatakbo sa 2028. Accountability. Ang iingay nyo sa 125 million, doon sa trilyon na ninakaw sa kaban ng sambay na sa mga maanumalyang flood control project tahimik kayo. Nga pala, isa sa mga di umanong nadeliberan. Yan ang problema. Hindi ka talaga magsasalita dyan. I-SSin mo nang i-SSin yung flood control, yung impeachment na yan. Pagdating sa flood control, tamimi ka naman. Pakinggan natin si Baculaw. Okay?
Submission yung mga written comments ng parties to the proposed stipulations of facts, no? Also, we gave an undertaking to submit the order of presentation as well of the articles of impeachment. And of course, we will be continuing the marking of exhibits for the prosecution and hopefully for the defense as well. We hope to finish today, as a matter of fact, no? So that if we will be able to finish today, we will just be waiting for the issuance of the pre-trial order. And after that, the parties can comment to the PTO and then wait for the start of the trial, which will be happening on July 6.
But what article of impeachment will you be focusing on for today, Congresswoman? I know that you finished 2 articles last week.
That is correct. So for the purpose of marking of exhibits, natira po itong 2 articles which have voluminous documents.
Yun,
One is
sinasabi
the
ko.
unexplained wealth and the other is confidential fund.
Okay. So you're confident that you will be able to finish today, but in the event that you don't finish it, when will you continue the pretrial conference?
Perhaps if it will not be finished today, perhaps with the permission, of course, of the impeachment court, we will be continuing that tomorrow, no? What is important is to be able to terminate right away because, of course, we are settled that we will be starting the trial on July 6, and that has been the position of the prosecution since we started this PTC. Our position really and objective is to be able to proceed right away to the trial of these articles of impeachment, no? Kaya as much as possible, we would like to submit all the issues, all the list of witnesses and documents right away to the court so that we can terminate, hopefully, as soon as possible this PTC and prepare for the first schedule of the trial on July.
And you mentioned, ma'am, the pre-trial order. What will that contain?
Well, the pre-trial order will contain the stipulation of facts of both parties which were admitted, no, by each other, no. It will contain also the list of witnesses for both the prosecution and the defense, as well as the list of exhibits which were marked already. That is for both parties also. One for the prosecution and the other for the defense. It should contain also the summary of issues which are for resolution, no? And of course, the trial dates, that is very important, no? The significance of submitting the list of witnesses and documents is also for the purpose of knowing and determining the needed trial dates for the prosecution on one hand and for the defense on the other hand. So, in summary, yun yung mga laman ng pre-trial order. And this pre-trial order, of course, is very significant sapagkat ito na yung nagse-serve as agreement between the two parties, no? We are bound to follow what is contained in the pre-trial order. As a matter of fact, evidences which are not included in the PTO, as a matter of general rule, cannot be presented during the trial.
So after the pre-trial conference, Congresswoman, in between that and July 5, or the day before the start of the trial, there won't be any procedure we will just be waiting for the trial to start?
You are correct, no? So, in between the termination of PTC and July 6, maghihintay lang po tayo ng issuance ng PTO, which is the pre-trial order. After receipt of the same, both parties are given opportunity to file the respective comment. Pwedeng merong kailangang i-correct, no? Whatever is their observation in the PTO, pwede pa yang ipa-address by way of filing a comment with the impeachment court.
All right.
And all of these things should happen before July 6 because we are certain already about the start of the trial on July 6.
All right. Last
excited
week,
na
ma'am,
tayo
there were
dyan.
reports that there
Nako, excited na ho tayo dyan mga kababayan. Excited na ho tayo dyan. Kailan ba yan? July 6. Next week na. Pagkatapos ng linggo na to, isang linggo na lang, impeachment trial na, palakpakan.
there was allegedly a clash between the defense team and the prosecution team that Attorney Sheila Sison, the lead defense counsel of Vice President Duterte, supposedly dominated the pretrial conference. Other members of the House prosecution panel has denied this. What is, maybe just get from you what actually happened?
We do not agree to that narrative, no?
Nako.
Because as a matter of fact, the prosecution was able to achieve its goal, which is to expedite the pre-trial
Nako
conference,
po,
no?
sinasabi
We
ko sa inyo.
prevented all the possible things which may delay the conduct of pre-trial conference. And that is clear. We were able to achieve that, no?
Nako.
As a matter of
Lamon ka, madam. Aminin mo man hindi, lamon ka. Tinamon ka ni Atty. Sheila, kaya nag-aalburuto ka ngayon sa social media eh. Hindi mong walang lamunan na anong walang na. Sa inyong dalawang mag-asawa, noong si Beatrix Luistro, yung asawa mo, yung hinahanap mo panahon ni Tatay Digong, may nangyari mong lamunan. Let's go.
fact, we cannot say even that there was
Hoy, basta yung JIL, solid ha. Solid tayo ha, JIL. Solid tayo. Sinasabi ko sa inyo eh. Basta JIL, solid tayo. Masigwi ko lang. Anak ko, anong kaartehan nyo kayo sa kayong mag-amang Villanueva. Anong problema nyo sa buhay nyo ha? Masyado na po marami nag-aalis sa mga simbahan nyo. Hindi naman mabubuog yung JIL na yan. Pero ito lang ang masasabi ko. Ito lang masasabi ko dyan sa nyo na yan. Dyan sa mga kabalbalan na ginawa nyo sa mga nakalipas na linggo. Ha? Sa tingin ko ngayon, especially OFW, di ba? Mga kababayan natin. Sino ba tinatarget ng mga church ng nitong si Joel Villanueva at nitong si Eddie Villanueva sa ibang bansa? Di naman yung mga lokal doon. Pagpakatotoo na lang tayo. Pagkatotoo lang. Huwag na tayo maglokohan dito. Mga kababayan nating OFW. At ramdam nyo na maraming hindi na to. Ay, sa susunod na video. Next video na lang yun. Please, at namin naman siguro. Pakinggan muna natin ito sa Bakulaw.
domination by the defense over
Yeah.
the prosecution because what happened really is a mere exchange of argument,
Nako.
mere exchange of manifestation, which ended to an agreement to submit instead all the issues, all the admissions and denials, including the list of witnesses, list of exhibits, to submit the same in writing, no? And that is why bumilis ang conduct ng PC, which has been our intention ever since, no? So, lahat ng nag-circulate sa social media about dominating the prosecution, we do not agree to that. As a matter of fact,
Mag-agree kayo, hindi kayo mag-agree, hindi natin mababago ang katotohanan na ika nga yun ang nangyari dyan. Kasi hindi naman mababalitaan yan ni Pinky Web ng ibang mga taga-media. Siyempre meron din taga-media doon. Diba? Meron din si mga kaibigan yung ibang mga may impluwensyang individual dyan sa pre-trial na yan, pre-trial briefing o kung ano man tawag niyo dyan, na magkukwento kung ano nga bang nangyari. Sinabi mo walang hindi dinumina ng defense yung nangyaring pre-trial conference o kung ano man yan, 'di ba? Eh iba naman yung kinikwento ng mga nasaksiyan yung pagdating ng regla nitong si Kapunan dyan sa pre-trial na yan.
I charged it to fake news, which we have
O fake news pala itong si Ma'am Pinky Web eh. Eh sila lang naman nagpalabas. Hindi naman sinabi. Kumbaga, sila yung sa kanila natin narinig yung ideya na talagang dinumina ng defense yung pre-trial conference.
anticipated ever since this impeachment process is started, kahit no nasa house pa, no? And that is why I wish to remind the Filipino people, let us be cautious in reading from social media. And also, I want to state for the record that the prosecutors are representing the Filipino people. No way na papayag tayong madumi na ang laban ng sambayan ng Pilipinas.
Laban nyo. Kayong mga di umanong nalangisan ni Martin Romualdez, laban nyo yan. Dahil pag nagkataon, anak ng to kami kalalagyan lahat ng nagnakaw na congressman sa kaban ng sambayanan dito sa kasalukuyang administrasyon. Ito kaya Gina kayo, Gina G kayo eh. Kailangan talagang laban ng sambayan. Mga loko-loko, wag yung anak ng to ka, kumbinsihin nyo mga sarili nyo na yung pinaglalaban nyo na yan ay para sa sambayan ng Pilipino. Ito talaga si Baculaw. Maging sarili nyo nga, nahihirapan kayo na kumbinsihin yung impeachment na yan eh, para sa sambayan ng Pilipino eh. Paano nyo pa sige nga, paano nyo kami makukumbinsi? Habang nagtatrial kayo, nag-impeachment trial kayo, lubog ang Senado, di kayo makalis yan. O sige nga, paano nyo kami makukumbinsi? Bira.
What do you think is the purpose of those who are spreading this fake news about the defense dominating over the prosecution panel?
It has been addressed already ever since, no? Na one of the challenges in this impeachment trial is the peddling of fake news, and it appears to us that this operation started already. Nevertheless, we are focused, we have strong evidence, and we are conscious about our constitutional duty to present them before the impeachment court. Matagal na itong hinihintay ng sambayanan. We've been successful in pushing this forward to make sure that the trial starts on July 6th, and we will remain committed to the sovereign Filipino people in representing their interests in this impeachment trial.
Do you think the purpose is to make the prosecution panel look weak to the public?
Whatever their purpose is, what is important, we remain focused in our constitutional duty to present the evidence in support of the articles of impeachment. No, this is a very solemn, very sacred duty that we are fulfilling, Victoria, and we do not want to dwell on the malicious intentions, ill intentions of spreading this fake news in the social media. But for the prosecution, we believe that the evidence is strong, and we will continue fulfilling our duty
Yan.
for the interest of the sovereign Filipino people.
Yan.
And just another question on that point. Do you think it would be better if the pretrial conference would be made live so that this kind of new fake
Para makita namin talaga kung talagang fake news na hindi ka lamon. Hindi ka linamon itong si Atty. Sheila, di ba? Dapat i-live nyo, mag-request kayo. Mag-agree kayo, defense prosecution team. I-live natin to. Para makita na, baka takot itong si Baculaw, di ba? Baka takot.
fake news will be avoided so that the people will be
Kaya
better
nga.
informed of what's really happening in the procedure?
That has been our position, Victoria, no? When we received the notice for pre-trial conference. But nevertheless, we understand that we have to submit to the authority and discretion of the impeachment court. Ito yung naging directive ng impeachment court to avoid media and live streaming in this pre-trial conference, and we have no other option but to submit to that. Nevertheless, marami pa pong proceedings ang magaganap. No? We will be starting the trial on July 6, and let us remember, ito po ay laban ng ebidensya. Hindi po ito laban ng palakasan ng sigaw. As a
Hindi naman gano'n. Malakas lang naman sumigaw dito si si Kapunan eh. Nasigawan ka ba? Nasigawan ka ba, madam? Parang masama ang loob nito si palakasan na sigaw. Ganun talaga, anak na to ko. Ano nangyari nung nasigawan ka, nanahimik ka? Wala kang your honor, wala kang pamukpok. Walang out of order. Yan ang sinasabi ko sa'yo.
As a matter of fact, we are bound to maintain proper decorum inside the impeachment court, no?
Yan. Decorum
And
naman,
we
decorum.
are
Unlimited decorum
of
tayo
the
dyan.
position that we have strong evidence and we will present them before the impeachment court in support of the articles of impeachment.
What was the explanation of the impeachment court, ma'am, to their decision to not make it live, the pretrial conference?
We did not actually dwell on that, except that we understand that, most especially with respect to the marking of exhibits, this is quite time-consuming and a little boring, no? So that's one perhaps, and
Parang hindi naman boring yung pre-trial. Ikaw lang nagsasabing boring. Lahat na nakasaksi, nakita nila kung paano ka winakwak nitong si Atty. Sheila eh. Boring kasi hindi siya nakapalag. Ang bihira. Pero kung nadomina ng prosecution panel yung yung pre-trial na yan, ay baka hindi na kailangang ibalita. Sila mismo kinakwento nila yan. Pero dahil linampaso sila nitong si Atty. Sheila, naging boring, di ba? Strategiya ng mga bangag.
maybe they wanted to give the fullest latitude to both parties to be able to come up with the possible admission of stipulation of facts, no? Which is one of the purposes of the pre-trial conference, no? Siguro maganda ring i-share sa ating mga kababayan what is PTC, what is the purpose of PTC. Ang purpose po nito is to come up with a simple, expeditious, and fair trial, which means that preliminary matters are being addressed already during pre-trial conference so that when we start the trial, we will directly proceed to the presentation of evidence and do away with matters which were agreed upon already by the defense and the prosecution.
Doon naman po sa usapin ng presiding officer, there has been a lot of talk about Senator Francis Escudero possibly being elected as the presiding officer of the impeachment court. Does the prosecution panel have any apprehension if Senator Escudero will be elected as presiding officer?
We have no apprehension. As a matter of fact, whether it is Senator Cheese Escudero or SP Win Gatchalian, the prosecution is expressing utmost confidence and faith to the impeachment court. After all, we are both conscious. The House prosecutors are discharging a constitutional duty in the same way that the senator judges will be discharging their constitutional duty.
But former Supreme Court Senior Associate Justice Antonio Carpio himself said, Congresswoman, that Escudero or Senator Escudero is not a good fit because forthwith didn't actually become forthwith under him when he was Senate President. What's your take on that?
Definitely, we respect so much retired Justice Antonio Carpio, no? But nonetheless, I wish to comment that the circumstances surrounding the first impeachment back in the 19th Congress, that is where there was a lot of discussions about forthwith, no, is entirely different to the circumstances surrounding the present impeachment, no? So I wish to tell the Filipino people, let us give the benefit of the doubt to Senator Cheese Escudero if ever he will be designated as the presiding officer in this impeachment trial.
And on the voting threshold, let's move to the voting threshold matter. You have said before that the required 16 votes can be lowered because some of the senators cannot physically attend, cannot physically go to the Senate. Will you make a motion to reduce the voting threshold during trial?
We haven't decided yet as to the filing of the necessary motion for the interpretation of the required threshold for the purpose of conviction, no? We're very much focused on the pre-trial.
Ngayon, pagka yan, ginalaw nila yan, pinakialaman nila yan, no? Sige, pagpalagay na natin, naging 15 pero malabo pa rin kahit 15 ang gawin nila dyan, mahirap pa rin yan. Mahirap pa rin i-impeach si BP Sara. Pagpalagay na natin, nababaan na nila. Hindi pa rin nila ma-impeach si BP Sara. O ito si Joel Villanueva, magta-traitor na yan. Hindi. Sa galing ng defense team ni BP Sara, ay mahirap to kasi yung mga senador, wala namang karamihan dyan mga prinsipyo. Baka pag nagpaikot ng malita dyan sa Senado, pagka panahon na ng botohan. Yung mga nagnakaw na malitahan, na-advance na yun sa kanila Ay, yung mga senador na di umanong na malitahan, hindi na manghihingi yan kumbaga bonus na lang na ma-impeach si VP Sara kasi nga nakuha na nila yung parte nila diyan sa nangyaring nakawan sa Kabanan Sambayanan. Ngayon hinihintay na lang natin yung mga ika nga hindi pa nalangisan ng maleta. Sila na lang talaga. Yeah? Oh.
Conference, no? But definitely we will be discussing this among ourselves. Bagaman, we honestly believe that this question falls squarely, exclusively to the purview of doctrine of political question, which means that it will be the exclusive prerogative of the Senate to decide on the proper interpretation of threshold for the purpose of conviction.
But the prosecution can still make a move or make a motion if you see that this should be the case.
Well, it's not prohibited under the rules, raising that kind of motion, no? As a matter of fact, I anticipate that even the senator judges will be very much interested to make the same as subject matter of deliberation either in any stage of the trial. So we will look forward to that, Victoria, and we will come up with our position as prosecution team as to whether we will be filing the necessary motion or not.
I know you've commented already on this issue, but for the benefit of our viewers who are tuning in for the first time or who may be hearing you for the first time on this, why should the voting threshold be lowered when the Constitution says that all members of the Senate should be considered when getting the 2/3 vote?
First of all, I am very much enlightened by the doctrine in Avellino versus Cuenco, where the Supreme Court pronounced that only the senators who are within the coercive power of the Senate should be considered for the purpose of determining the quorum. And perhaps this should be applied also for the purpose of determining the threshold. No?
Hindi nga pwede yun. Yung quorum, ipagpalagay na natin kahit na yung quorum na yun sinasabi kung nasa ibang bansa, pwedeng bawasan yung numero para magka-quorum. Yung pagka nagtatrabaho mga senador, quorum yun sa plenaryo. Pero yung sa impeachment, hindi magkaparehas yan. Hindi yung pwedeng bawasan sa quorum dahil Avellino versus. Pinaliwanag na yan itong si Attorney Edward Chico, kaya kahit kakaunti naiintindihan natin yan. Yung Senado dalawang magkaibang hayop yan, ika nga. Yung sa plenaryo, ibang hayop yun. Kung ginamit nila kahit nga hindi applicable yung Avellino versus Cuenca doon sa ano na yun. Ngayon gusto nilang i-apply dito sa impeachment. Dalawang magkaibang, kumbaga yung pagkasinuot na ng mga senador na to, yung kanilang damit na pang senator judges, hindi na ho sila doon. Yung obligasyon nila bilang ordinaryong senador, iba na doon sa obligasyon nila bilang senator judges. Kaya yung mga rules nila doon, kakaiba. Kaya nga meron kayong impeachment rules Diba? Hindi yun applicable. Ngayon, kung ipagpipilitan ninyo, baka batukan ka na ni Escuna sa kabalbalan mo na yan, Luistro, ha?
I see the logic behind because we understand that the reason why we have senators is to represent the interests of the Filipino people. And if we will assume the situation where our senator is detained, our senator is in hiding, the question is, can we honestly say that they are representing the interests of the Filipino people? Of course, the answer to that is no. And along that line, I humbly submit that for the purpose of this constitutional duty, only those who can truly represent the interests of our countrymen should be considered for the purpose of this threshold of conviction is concerned. So my position is just a personal opinion. It doesn't bind the prosecution. But nevertheless, it is very much anchored on the constitutional duty of the senators. If they cannot discharge or fulfill their constitutional duty because they are detained or in hiding, then it follows that the number should be reduced for the purpose of determining the quorum and for the purpose of determining the threshold.
And looking at the composition of the Senate now and the evidence that you have, how confident are you, Congresswoman, that you can get the required 16 or 15 votes or maybe less for conviction?
Regardless of the threshold, no, whether it is 16, 15, or 14, we are confident that our evidence is strong and it supports very well the 4 articles of impeachment. As to whether there will be conviction or acquittal.
Wala,
That is
ayun na nga mga kababayan, dito nung natatapusin ang ating reaction video. Maraming salamat sa pagsuporto sa PH Update. Mag-ingat po kayo lahat. Mahal natin ang Pilipinas. Hira.